Well, hello. Hey, Facebook. Hey, YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You are tuned in to the Art of Transparency Talk Show. I am your host, Makita Moore, and we are here each and every Sunday at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Y'all gonna see me fighting with this bang all night because it gets in my eye and I like to see. So I got two special guests tonight. They are a part of the Art of Transparency organization and tour, and they are the 2021 speakers. So I have two more of my amazing speakers with me tonight. Um, Charlestine Hudson and Ty Young. I have known Charlestine for, oh my goodness, it's been some years, right? We've done several events together. She's been a part of several of my events. I've been part of several of her events. So it's been a great time knowing her. And then Ty and I met on Facebook. Yay! I tell y'all, Facebook is amazing when you use it for what it's supposed to be used for, right? So Ty and I met on Facebook, and she has become one of the 2021 tour speakers as well. Amazing person, right? So we're going to get right into it because, as you know, we only have 45 minutes. Usually goes to an hour, but we're going to make this work tonight. So please welcome my amazing guests. Hey, ladies.
Hi.
So I am going to start out with I need to know, and my audience needs to know who you are and what do you do. Ty, we're going to start with you. Who are you and what do you do?
Okay, so hey everybody, I am Coach Ty, and if you watch me on my Instagram or Facebook page, I help authors, entrepreneurs, and leaders execute their vision. So that's what I do.
She
so
do.
yeah, so that is what I do. I am a certified coach, life coach, and I have a company called 624 Life. And I also have another company, is Young Dreams Publishing and Media. And I'm a graphic designer. Been doing graphic design for over about 10 years. Recently became a life coach as of 2019. And I'm a self-publishing consultant. Hey,
Yes.
everybody.
I promise you that this sounds like a lot, but it just goes in and ties together so well that we as coaches and publishers and stuff, we don't even realize we got all of these hats that we wear because it's just a seamless thing for us. So welcome. Thank you for tuning
Thank
in.
you for
Thank
having
you for
me.
being a part. Charlotte, my love.
Hello,
I told the
dear.
people we have been friends, I don't know how many years, and we too met on Facebook, but since then we've been a part of each other's all kinds of events. And I remember you were part of the 2019 I Am calendar release.
Yes.
So we have been rocking for a while now. So tell us
Yeah.
who you are and what do you do?
Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, Facebook and YouTube. And I want to just tell you, my friend, my sister, my amazing coach, Makita, thank you for having me tonight. I don't take it lightly. It is really a privilege and an honor for me whenever I get the opportunity to share any type of information. I am I'm Charlestine Hudson. I go by Shar because of the longness of my name. It's just easier to say Shar. And so, who am I? I am a survivor. I am an overcomer. I am a child of the King. First
Mm-hmm.
and foremost, I am nothing and nobody without him. So I always must share that I am a Christian. I live according to the will and the works of God. He directs everything that I do. Anybody that I know knows that I put that first. So I am also an author. We've met during some of our author events, and like Makita said, we've love you, honey. Appreciate everything you do. I really do. I'm an author. I've written a play. I'm working on my second play, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Joy of Memorable Creation. We are a 501c3 non-for-profit organization who brings hope in life and assistance to the community. So yeah, I really enjoy it. All ties in. It sounds like a lot,
Do
but
You do.
Like Makita said, it ties in when you do what you
Yes,
do and you know that this is your assignment. It flows. It
it
really
does.
does.
It
So
does. You don't
I
even
really
realize you're doing
appreciate
all of the stuff.
it.
And then
You
all of a
don't.
sudden you're like, whoa, did I do all of my businesses this week?
You know what? When I
Um,
was sitting down doing my business plan for 2021 and I was writing down everything, I was like, Lord, where did I have all this time to do A, B, C? Where did this time come from? So,
yeah,
yeah, I'm grateful. I don't take it for granted at all. And if we can just reach one life, we have done our job. We've
just
done our assignment. And so that's what our motto is to reach out and help those that are in need. And if we can just change the life of one, we've done our assignment.
well, you already know the motto for AOT is one person, one city, one state, one nation at a time to begin
Amen.
the healing part, right? Because we
Yeah,
can't
amen.
we can't
Yes,
heal anybody, but we want you to begin thinking about what that
yeah,
looks like, what healing feels like, right?
that's right.
So we do
That's
that in every single state that we go to. We're headed to Memphis, and oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous. So we headed to Memphis in almost a month. I want to say maybe
yeah.
4 weeks.
4 weeks now.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's the 17th. So in about 4 weeks, we're headed to Memphis, guys.
Wow.
So come out, come out, come out and see us. It is going to be an amazing time. And of course, you can get the tickets at www.artoftransparency.org. Make sure you go over there, read about us, all of our wonderful faces on the website. It is there for you to view and really find out who we are. We got a few comments. I'm going to go to the comments and see who's talking to us. We've got Janine. Hey, girl. Marquita. Hey, girl. Sean. Hey, thank you. Keisha. Hey. We got Christine Brown. Hey, ladies. God bless you all. Thank you. Keisha says she loved that Charlestine. That's when you were talking. So,
Bless
Jeanette.
you,
Hey,
honey.
Jeanette. Um, Coach, what's up? He does not miss a show. He does not
He
miss a
does
show. He is
not. Bless his
he is
heart.
hot. Hey Evelyn, how are you? We got Janine. She's clapping for us, Charlestine. So they are really agreeing with you tonight. We got Marche. I want to say that's pronounced.
That's
Hey,
my niece.
y'all. Yes, and Janine is saying, "Hey, blessings to you." And hey, girl. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate the fact that you take your Sunday evening and spend it with us. So thank you so much. And again, you are always welcome to go over to the website, so check us out and also purchase tickets to all of the upcoming events. So let's get into it. So I ask everybody, right? Because we're brand new in January, brand new into the new year. So if you had one thing that you could say, I left that in 2020, like not a New Year's resolution, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't do those. But I do evaluate my life, right? I do evaluate, some of the things that I should just kind of not do, some of the things that I should do more of. So if you had to say one thing, right, that you just had to leave that in 2020, what would that be? Charlotte's, we can start with you.
You know what? The thing that stands out for me is negativity. Anything that's negative, any negative energy, we just don't have the time for that. Life is so precious. Time is of the essence, and nothing is promised at all. So you live each day as if it's your last, because you just honestly you don't know. So negativity is left behind. If you want to speak ill, if you want to share negative thoughts and vibes, I just don't have the time for that. So I left all that in 2020. That never really affected me in any way, but it definitely does not now due to
It's
COVID-19.
definitely not a part of life
Listen,
now.
listen, I'm just telling you, honey, I've seen so
Absolutely.
many things happen due to COVID, and I just don't take any ounce of time, ounce of life for granted. You just can't.
You can't.
So, yeah, negativity is the one
Negativity.
word for me. Yes.
Okay. Ty,
Amen.
what did you leave in 2020? What's your word, or what's your thing that you left in 2020?
What I left in 2020 is self doubt. Yes,
That's a
because
good one. Yes.
as an entrepreneur, and then also with me working with many entrepreneurs and authors, we have moments of self-doubt. We have moments where we wonder if we're good enough, if we have what it takes to be whatever it is we're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And I just left that in 2020. In 2020, probably even 2019. In 2020, in 2020, I created a master class because I was like, you know what? I see something that's going on with a lot of my clients, and it was called the Fuel Your Purpose with Audacity master class.
Absolutely.
So it's like
Absolutely.
getting rid of that self doubt, getting on some audacity, because if that person that's currently the president who's soon to be kicked out had enough audacity to be the president, then I can get some audacity in my life and I can be whoever I'm supposed to be, said the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
That part.
Yes.
Yes,
Amen.
absolutely. Marche said negative energy. Yes, because Shar is not going into 2021 with the negative energy. So yes, negative energy. Gloria gave us some hand claps and thumbs up. Absolutely. Evelyn said, leave behind the negativity. I am so with that.
Yes.
And leave behind self-doubt. Absolutely. I agree with both of those. I absolutely
Yes.
agree with both of those because negativity will give you self-doubt. How about that?
Amen. Yes, it will.
Negative self-doubt will make you negative because you start doubting what you can and can't do. You always, and then it becomes more can't than can. So all of that, I left all of that. And then I left the fact that I'm no longer putting me last.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm no longer putting me last, right? Because I got to take care of me so that I can take care of them. I can take
Amen.
care of the tour. If I'm not good, then everything else kind of is not good. So
Yes.
I am taking into 2021, or I left not taking care of me. And I'm not talking about self-care because I used to be like, self-care. I go get my nails done. I go get my hair cut, or, I had locks at one point. So I was going to get my locks done, so your nails and your feet and your hair. No, that's not self-care. That's maintenance.
That's not. Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
maintenance. That's something that
Self-care
I
is
have to
resting.
do. But the massage, right? That's self-care. Sitting in my bedroom in the morning before I wake the kids up and just have that moment with me, right? Me and
Amen.
God, that's self-care.
Amen.
When I kind of take that coffee break and just like shut the computer, because everything is virtual. I work for a school, so sometimes I'll just close the computer completely down, like I'm over it, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
take them sips of coffee. That's self-care. Sometimes I go on a staycation and I'll go get a room and just me, right? Just me, and I'll put my feet in the jacuzzi or whatever have you. That's self-care, and we got to do more of that. So
Amen.
I am leaving all of the not taking care of Makita in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question, as you already know, since we left something in 2020, tell me what you brought into 2021. And Ty, we'll start with you.
So every year I do a word or two. So my word for 2021 is truth. Walking in absolute truth in every single thing that I do. Last year I was being very intentional. Now I'm walking in truth. So sometimes we talk about things and we do things and we don't we mask things because we trying to just kind of go with emotions. But sometimes truth is breaking up, disrupting patterns, and walking in what you're supposed to be walking in. So for me, it's truth. Being truthful about everything
Everything.
for me. So that's
Absolutely.
what I'm taking 2021.
Absolutely. So Marche hand claps me, yes, because we got to do stuff. She said, amen to us. Self-care is important. Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
Self-love, absolutely. You have to learn how to for real love you no matter, because you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. You're going to have some things that you don't really agree with that's happening in life, but there's nothing you can do about it, right? So you still got to love you through it. Sean says, amen. Janine says, yes, 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 absolutely. So I do want to give this disclaimer really quick, guys. You'll see a lot of times that I am drinking out of a wine glass. And let me tell you why. Because my mother always told me, you never drink out of a bottle, right? I don't care if it's a water bottle, whatever bottle it is, you never drink out of a bottle. So don't think that I'm always drinking wine, because that may not be the case. Because tonight I'm drinking, and this is a talk show. So unfortunately, if you are not sponsoring the talk show, I can't show what it is on the show, right? So just a little disclaimer: it's not wine. It's actually really good juice. I love juice. And this particular brand is amazing. I'll email you guys offline so you can come on to the show. I also want to say, if you have a brand and you have something that you make, whether it is the detox waters or wine brands, or if you have a brand and you would like for me to try it on live, you can always inbox me or email me at info@artoftransparency.org, and we will definitely get you on the show so we could talk about it. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there, and let everybody know this is not wine, honey. This is good juice. I don't drink out of bottles. This is good juice. Um, so, Shar, tell us what you have brought into 2021 with you.
So I've bought a lot of things, but one word that sticks out for me is the word that our Archbishop gave us for the beginning of the year. This is the year of momentum. So the word momentum is what I'm bringing into 2021. And the root word of momentum is moment. So I want to take every moment, just as you stated, self-care, self-motivation, self-inspiration. All of that was me. I was so busy being concerned about everybody else, sponsoring everybody else, promoting everybody else, pushing everybody else, encouraging. And I will continue to do that. I will. However, I will also take the moment to focus on Shar. What's your need, Shar? What do you need to do this year to make things happen, to make things grow, to
Absolutely.
enhance your organization, to reach out to more that are in need, because so many people have lost jobs, have lost homes, have lost a lot due to COVID. What can my organization do more to be more of assistance to others? So that I want to take this moment and this momentum move into the new year to focus on the organization, focus on me, focus on the things that God has given me as my assignment to provide and support others.
You said something. You said this moment to move.
Yeah.
And that is my word for 2021.
Yes,
Move.
ma'am.
I'm
Yes.
saying I'm going to
Listen.
it's this amazing coach that I follow on Facebook. And again, I won't mention any names, but her whole brand is, I'm done with about to. I am
Yeah.
absolutely done with about to, right?
Yes.
And when she say that, I just be like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's time to move.
It's
So
time.
I take
It's time.
into 2021 move,
Yes.
because without movement, you're stagnant. No matter what you have in
Hmm.
your
No
brain,
matter
no
what.
matter how
Yes.
much I'm gonna, right? If you never take the step,
Yes, Jesus.
if you never move,
Mm-hmm.
you still stuck.
You still
Also,
stuck.
flip side of that is, I have to move in order to grow, right?
Hmm.
Think about your
Amen.
first apartment. Think about, your first car. I'm sure for me, it was really tiny. And then I grew into a bigger car. I grew into a bigger home. So movement means growth too.
Yes.
So I want to take that and just and move into 2021 with that.
Yes.
Like, just move. So
Yes.
we got some more comments. Raised old school morals, honey. We ain't drinking out no bottles, honey. We ain't doing that. My husband looking for me. If I be drinking out this bottle, he might think something, honey. I got to find my husband, honey. So
Amen.
we gonna drink out this pretty little glass.
Yeah.
Um, no bottle drinking. And then she says, yes, momentum into 2021. Absolutely, we are. And coach says momentum. Yes, nice. Yes. I'm sure he's gonna break that down later. But I absolutely love the momentum. I love the truth, and then to move. Right. That is all 2021.
Yeah.
Boom boom. But guess what? These ladies will be Charlestine will be in New Orleans with us. And Ty will be in Memphis. We go to Memphis in February. I think we might have 4 weeks left. We will be there February the 20th. You can get your tickets. I promise you, it's something that you do not want to miss because you get to hear all of the stories of the speakers. You get to hear what they've been through and how they've overcome, how they've survived all kinds of things.
Yes.
We have so many different stories right here in this group that it shocks me sometimes of the things that we have been able to overcome. I tell people all the time, and you'll hear me say it here a lot. Please know that the train does not stop because it got dark. It knows that there's going to be light, so it continues to go. It might even speed up, but it continues to go because the train conductor knows that on the other side of this darkness is light. So I've got 21 people, well, 21 including me, telling you how they never stopped when it got dark. They continue to move, they continue to go, they continue to grow into amazing men and women. Like, this is our first year to have actual men on the tour. So that's amazing in itself. So I'm telling y'all, meet me in Memphis, meet us in Memphis, meet us in Memphis. Those tickets are on our website. So if you had to tell us one thing that inspires you to, I don't want to say start your business, but what keeps you going in the business, even with all that COVID did and the whole shutdown and move around type thing? What inspires you to continue on? What makes you just be like, I gotta keep this going. I gotta keep this going. And for some of us, we've even dug a little deeper and started new stuff in our businesses. So what keeps you going, Shar? We can start with you, Shar. What keeps you going?
You know what? I think just remembering my past and knowing what it was like to not have, knowing what it was like to not have anyone to talk to. I didn't trust anybody. I didn't feel safe enough to go to someone to release what I was feeling, release what I was going through, release what I was experiencing at home. I didn't have that. So I always vow to God that, Lord, if you ever let me out of this, I will be that voice. You know, I will be that voice for that broken child. I will be that voice for that molested kid. I will be that voice for that raped teenager. I will be that voice for that child that tried to commit suicide. I will be that voice. And every time I want to quit, there has been moments, trust me. There has been moments, honey, listen to me.
Yes.
I wanted to just throw in the towel. I was like, Lord, you know what? This is a bit much. I'm doing all this work by myself. Where's the team? The team that fell off. I done had to revamp the team a couple of times. And, you know, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And, you know, but God.
Glory to God. That's all I can tell.
He constantly reminded me, I gave you this assignment, Shar. I didn't give it to everyone that you're trying to pull along with you. And it brought me back to the story of Lot when he wanted to bring his whole family with him, and his wife was a doubter and she looked back and turned into the pillar of salt. You know, there's always going to be somebody that's on the team but not actually with the team. And so because of that, that keeps me forever reminded about why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not doing it for Shar. I'm not doing it for the applause of the people. I'm doing it because this is an assignment that God has given to me to go out into the highways and byways and show the people the lifestyle that I live is because of the God that is in me. It has no goodness of my own, nothing I've done. I've done nothing fantastic, but because the God in me, he keeps me going and keeps me moving and keeps me motivated to continue to reach out even when I want to quit.
Wow. And I absolutely agree to that, right? I agree to that. So we got Marche, she said the unknown, absolutely. Coach said AOT is stacked with stories of some truly magical people. I absolutely agree with that because some of the stories I've heard them, right? And I'm just like, wow, you made it through? And they like, girl, yeah. And they standing strong, like, what? That was, but of course, when they were going through it, it was a bit much. But they're on the other side of it now. Marche say that part, girl, honey. Marche say it's always gonna be someone on the team, but not with the team. Absolutely, absolutely, because
Absolutely.
it's not their vision, right? So they can only go as far as their vision will take them. And because it's not their vision, they can't see it like you. It's nothing
Amen.
wrong. They just can't see it like you.
Yeah.
Marche
Amen.
says, Amen. Yes. Yes, sis, that part. Talk about it. Yep. And then Keisha says, Char, don't make me come through this screen, honey. Um,
I love you, Keisha.
honey. So Ty, you tell us what keeps you going. What's that boom that be like, I gotta get up. I gotta get up. Because you are a full-time entrepreneur, right?
Yes, I am. A year
So
strong.
what keeps you just be like, I can't fill out that application because they could pay me, but I'm gonna stay with this. What's that?
It's funny because I was just talking about this with somebody about 2 days ago, and what keeps me going is number. It's a couple of things. One thing is when I was a little girl, whenever I would imagine myself as an adult grown up, I would see myself as this just powerful businesswoman. Always. I can always see that vision of myself when I was a little girl. And even now, every time I close my eyes, that same vision that I had when I was a little girl is the same vision that I see. And it's like, I know that this is my destiny. I know this is my purpose. I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then secondly, my whys, number one, my son.
Yeah.
I have a goal and a lifestyle that I want him to have. And it's not about being rich and having material things, but it's really about wealth and creating a substance that he can pass that I can pass down to him and he can pass down to his children and his children's children and all of that. So just creating something from my lineage to my son that he can take on with him. And then third of all, my clients. The way I help my clients and the way I coach my clients is when I started out, if I would have paid any amount of money to have somebody come hold my hand, walk me through the processes, and help me to be where I am. I shouldn't have took 4 or 5 years of working through all of this on my own. I wish I would have had somebody to come help me. And so the way I am as a coach, I'm not just a coach that provides a service or whatever. As a coach, I'm like, hey, I'm in it with you. We gonna do this together. If I can't fully clap onto your vision and fully get into it with you, then I'm not the coach for you. I'm not the person that you should be working with, because I feel like the person, if you hire a coach and you got somebody coming on with the vision with you, they should be 100% in it with you, because that's my purpose. I'm here to help you execute your vision. So my clients, my son, and just the vision that I see, I'm telling you, every single time I close my eyes on the days I want to give up. Last week, I was in an entrepreneurial funk. Let me tell you, it was just like, okay, that's kind of like I was in that mode, like, okay, like, but at the end of the day, like I told myself when I was going through my divorce, and when I had to pull myself out of that, I had to say Tanika. Well, my real name is Tanika, but I had to say, girl, you ain't the first woman whose husband left her. Okay, get it together and move forward. So same thing I had to say with myself last week. You not the first entrepreneur that went through downs and having a little rough moment. Get over it. Get over yourself, because it's an ego thing. Get over yourself and pick yourself up and move on. And hey, that's how it is.
You don't even understand how many days that I just be like, and then COVID has me a little feeling some kind of way. Like COVID, I need you to go sit down. I mean, because go sit down. Because so I get that, right? I get that feeling of I just want to end this part. Like I'm through with this. I'll go back to work. I'll just work a 9 to 5. But then I have an amazing job. I love my job. But then I think about it's still building somebody else's something, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm still building somebody else's something. It'll never be mine. You know what I'm saying? So why can't I put all of that energy into doing what I'm doing and making sure that I'm okay, making sure that my business is okay and my business thrives. So this year I'm actually in a challenge. I don't know if he calls it a challenge or not, but I'm in a challenge to make at least I want to do 75% of my annual income in my business. So when I get that accomplished, then I'm going to start with possibly the exit strategy. But I got to know that I can do it, right? Because now that I'm, like I'm challenged, I'm ready. I'm ready. So that's my thing this year. And I've been a full-time entrepreneur. I've owned salons before. Um, Still thinking about opening another one. So I got a lot of things under my belt, but then going back to work, you're going to get this amount of money every 2 weeks or twice a month or however, that goes. And you kind of feel it gives you a sense of security. Just a sense though, right? Because at the end of the day,
it attracts you.
And at the end of the day, they can still say, you know what? We've been thinking, and
right.
You might not be what we need for the job. So yeah. So we got some questions. Not questions, comments. Rashawn, hi. Sometimes the team is only there for the ride and not the journey. Oh,
amen.
I couldn't have said that better myself. Amen. Like that is absolutely what it is.
Yes.
Keisha said that was good, Ty. Yes. You said something there, wealth, not riches, because riches leave, wealth will be there forever. And then she really did. I agree. Absolutely. This has been one of the most, last year was one of the most fragile years. Mm-hmm. Fragile, right? We've lost people. We made history. I don't know if that's good or bad yet. I'm still trying to figure that part out. But we made history, right? And my kids get to see history. It may not be the best history. However, 90% of the things that has made history aren't good. They just happen to be great now. But at the time that it was made, it wasn't all of that great, right? So with making history, I want to now make history with my children. Like I want them to have memorable moments in history, right? At the time that we were going through the pandemic, I want my kids to be able to say, but my mother did, right? Or my mother survived it and came out on the other side even better. I don't want them to be like, oh my God, in that pandemic we lost, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't want to, I don't want to go through that. I just don't. I have to make sure that we're okay. I have to go harder. So do you feel like you have to go harder and harder just so you can make sure? Well, let me reword that. Do you feel like the pandemic makes you go harder because of the pandemic? If that makes sense. I think I worded it the correct way. Do you think you're going harder because of the pandemic, or do you think the pandemic just kind of pushed you to say, you know what, let me do something different?
For me, nothing changed for me when the pandemic. Because the mindset that I had already is the same mindset that I was going with. So the only thing that changed was the situation the entire world was in. But my mindset and what my vision for myself and my family life didn't change. I'm the queen of silver linings. No matter what situation happens, I'm going to find a silver lining because I want to look towards the positive and not the negative. So for me, being able to be at home with my son and watching him learn what the teachers teach in the classroom, for me, that was a great moment because I was able to take that opportunity to, number one, figure out how my son learns, because they can be in the classroom all day long and I can go by what the teacher tells me and what's going on and the grades he come home, but to sit there and actively be a partner with him in his education, that was a great experience for me. So then for me, for my mindset, like I said, I was already in my full-time entrepreneur journey before the pandemic hit. So for me, nothing like if the world was already losing everything, I ain't had nothing to lose but everything to gain. So that's how my mindset was at the time. So it's like for me, like, yeah, we was in a tragic situation, but like I said, my mindset is about moving forward and getting my business going and doing the best that I can. So for me, yeah, no, I mean, and I wish I had a more dramatic response, but
I
for
love
me,
it because it for me it just made me think, right? It made me think like what happened because I was working a part-time job. So my real job didn't it we kind of just shifted home, right? But I still have a job. Whereas my part-time job completely closed. It was like, no, you can't, like we're done. We're closing. So I think about like what if that was my only job? What you know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it did. It made me think. And
Mm-hmm.
then, there's this thing too that you're a full-time entrepreneur. So you gotta make things happen. You know that there's things that has to happen so that
but
you can survive.
let me say this though, just to add on. The thing about that is, I think the reason why nothing really changed for me mentally is because for the last 3 years, before I was a full-time entrepreneur, I had been looking for the opportunity to not be at a full-time job. I was in property
Mm.
management for 13 years and I just kept saying, okay, Lord, can I get laid off? Can I quit? Like what can we do to
What
get me
can we
off
do?
this job? So even if I was still working when the pandemic happened and then all of a sudden if I would have lost my job, I would have looked at it like, okay, this is my
This
opportunity.
is the
God
plan.
made the way. This is what I've been asking for the last 3 years, to get rid of this 9 to 5 so I can dive into full-time entrepreneurship. So I think that's the clarity of why nothing changed for me mentally, because I was already there post 3 years, but I
Wow.
just had needed the opportunity to be in that space. So
Wow. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's real
So
good.
what changed? Let me do these real quick. Um Keisha said that's good. Said something. And the last one. Okay, so I didn't miss anything. I just thought I missed something. Okay. Shar, what about you? Did something shift for you?
Well, you know what? It shifted in a good way for me. 2020 wasn't all that bad for me. It gave me the opportunity. I like Ty. I've been on my job for 10 years and I love my job. I absolutely love what I do, love the people that I work with. But I too am looking for the opportunity for God to say, okay, daughter, that's it. It's time for you to go on and do this full time. If I walked in today or tomorrow and they said your position has phased out, I would be okay with that because I've taken this time and I've worked from home since March. So it's not
Mhm.
like I've had to go in the office all that much. I've worked from home quite a bit of the time, probably 90% of our time on COVID. I've worked from home, but I would love to work full time as an entrepreneur. So it has allowed me to reflect. It has
Mhm.
allowed me to rebirth some things, and it has allowed me to reestablish some stuff in my life. I look at I have grandchildren. I have grandchildren. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I have grandchildren, and I have four. And so it allowed me to reflect on them because my
Mhm.
grown children, I did pretty good with them.
I
And
did
they're
okay. I
doing
did
really well with their spouses and their families. But I do have four grandchildren. And I totally agree with the Bible. I want to lay up an inheritance children. And so this time being at home due to COVID, it has allowed me to reflect and reestablish a lot of things that with me doing my 9 to 5 job and running my organization. And
okay.
I too have a talk show and write plays and write books with all of that. I didn't have the time to reflect and reestablish some things. And so now I have that time being home to reestablish my organization, how I wanted to run, to move around
Mhm.
monies and assets grandchildren. So 2020 has really been a blessed year for me. With everything else that's going on around the world, I pray about it, but I'm also very grateful and I thank God for the opportunities that He has allowed me to take advantage of during COVID. And like I said, I love my job, but if I walked in Monday morning and they said this was it, I would be okay.
Wow.
I would
I
totally
think
be
I would be
okay.
crying.
Oh,
Like
I wouldn't. I would
I would be
probably give
crying.
everybody a hug.
I think. I mean, I'm gonna bounce back. Don't get me wrong, but like,
Yes.
ooh, that's scary for me still, right? Because I'm just, and I don't even know why. Because again, I've been a full time entrepreneur for
Right.
years. So I've been an entrepreneur, a full-time entrepreneur much longer than I've had a job. Much longer than I've ever had a job. So I don't even know why I would be a little shaky or scared, but I am. I am.
The, the
But
truth will
I'll get over it. I'll get over it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'll
you will. Yeah.
yeah, I'll get over
And
it.
I probably would feel the sting from it afterwards, but I would be grateful. I would know that it's the will of God. And I would say, okay, Lord, what do you have for me to do next?
Do
Where
yeah.
am I going from here? And I'm sure I'll feel the sting because that's one of my resources. That's a safety net for me. I know that I'm going to get a paycheck every 2 weeks or whenever. So I would feel the sting, but I would also feel the sweetness of it all. Like, thank you, Lord.
So we got a comment. Coach say 2020 revealed a lot. It's definitely time to go harder. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. I also know that 2020 allowed me to kind of sit down and restructure things in my businesses, in my organization, just to kind of catch up, so to speak. Like I feel like God was like, let me slow down, let me shut stuff down so my daughter can catch up. So
Yeah.
I do feel like it was a great blessing on top of, yeah, it was some tragedies, but I do feel like it was a great blessing for me as well. Um, Coach said work, play, health, spirituality, friends and family connections, even fears, resentments, and regrets. It's go harder for me. Oh yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Because I have questioned or had to, I guess, think about all of that. Work, play, health, spirituality. Like I've been to the doctor more in quarantine than I've ever been before. Like the doctor, I don't want to see them no more. Um, so and spirituality, I feel like I've got a closer relationship with God. Like I had to take some time and just really talk to him one on one. Like, look, what's happening? So all of that, friends, family. I've been trying to get my family, like my kids and my mom, to come together on Sundays again, but they, people living their life and kind of, all over the place. So family, family is huge for me too. Family
But
is
what
huge for me.
but what I've enjoyed that COVID or the pandemic rather has provided is the opportunity to get quiet. In this life, we all move around. When
Yeah.
and when life is normal, we doing this, we doing that. We have all of these different things that we say in our minds, but 2020 really forced us to sit down. I
Yeah.
think everybody to sit down
Yeah.
and get quiet. And I really appreciate the quietness.
Yeah.
Even for me, like even in my spiritual life, just some things that I have been, me and God's been talking about concerning some stuff on the side of spirituality. And I appreciate the opportunity that I'm not having to run here and run there because as a full-time entrepreneur before the pandemic happened, I was on the go every
Every day.
single
Mhm.
day. But then when the world shut down and I can't go nowhere, I'm forced to be in this house. And I mean, I talk to myself quite often and I answer myself. However, God, like, okay, let's have some real conversation, So
Did either one of you redecorate home?
I bought a lot of plants. That's what I
Okay.
did. Yeah.
Did you redecorate, Shar? Or any, like, buy any
Um,
new furniture or anything?
you know what I did not, but I moved around some stuff,
Okay.
revamped some things
Yeah.
that and got rid of some stuff and
Yeah.
reorganized some things, my bookshelves and stuff like that. I was able to effectively organize them, not just throw some stuff together, put
Yeah.
some labels on some envelopes, but I was able to effectively look at it and say, oh, okay, this can be scanned and be stored on my computer. This can actually be papered. So I was allowed to do that. Really, really sit down, the quiet time, like Ty said, take that quiet moment to just reestablish seriously. Yeah.
And I asked that because when you're always on the go, you're going, you don't really have time to sit at home and look at the faded wall. Like that wall is not the same color it was 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get to be at home and enjoy the couch that's really not comfortable because you never knew it wasn't comfortable because you don't have time to sit on it no way. And
Yep.
so that's why I asked that. Like for
Mm.
me, I painted, I threw away some stuff, I got my garage cleaned out, I got the basement cleaned. Like it allowed me to really look at home
Yes.
and not just be at home to shower, eat, and go to sleep.
Yes.
Because that's how I felt for a while. Like I just come home to shower, eat. You know, it was like an everyday. Get the kids home, do homework with them while I cook. So I'm cooking, they doing homework, then they're taking baths, and it's just a
Right.
all over cycle again. We do
Hmm.
the same thing tomorrow, the same thing the next day, and then by the time Saturday comes, it's like, can I just lay here in this bed and do nothing? But then now you got to go do all your errands, and then on Sunday, some of us went to church, and it was a lot. It was a lot. So I thank you guys for sharing that with us. So I just want you to real quickly share just a little bit because we gotta get the Memphis out of the way. And I know you're not gonna be in Memphis with us, but you will be in New Orleans with us.
Sad about
However,
it.
Char, you gonna be at
I
more of them than
know.
you always say. You always do that. So
I
can you
know.
just share just a small snippet of what was your what was your what did you conquer? What because I don't want to call it your story, right? Because I don't want you to tell your story, but I want you to just give them a snippet of what you've been through to bring you to AOT.
So, first of all, AOT, Art of Transparency, it's allowing me the opportunity to overcome fear. Um, believe it or not, most people believe it, but I'm pretty shy. Marquita, don't say anything about that. But I am. I'm pretty shy when it comes to large audiences. I can talk to smaller groups. I'm really good with one-on-one. I'm very strong with that. I've even most of my events sell out, and they are large audiences. And I've always had my daughter to be the face of the organization because she does public speaking very well. But let me tell you what happened with that. 2 years ago, I had a large radio station in Chicago, very large, and it's abroad. They wanted me to come on and promote my book and share my story. And I did not want to do that. I wanted my daughter to come
Mhm.
on because she's the face of Joy of Memorable Creation. Well, the producer of the show told me, we don't want your daughter. We want you. It's your
Mhm.
story, not hers. You have the passion for what you do, not
Mhm.
her. We're interviewing you, not her. So if you cannot come, we have to cancel. And
Mhm.
because of my level of fear, I allowed that opportunity to slip right from underneath my feet. And I beat myself up over that for a very long time. I was like, dummy, that was a golden opportunity. Come on, lady, what's really the deal? You've been doing this for a trillion years, and you're afraid of what? But God's timing is His timing and not our
Yeah,
timing. So
absolutely.
when it was the right time, God allowed me to take that fear mechanism and host my own talk show. And I was like, are you serious, Lord? Here, I don't even want to get up and speak. I don't even want to say my name in front of a large audience. And you're telling me to do a talk show? And so when Makita and I, we connected, we did a lot of the same things and we supported each other quite a bit. And I don't even know if you remember, Makita, but you were the second talk show that I had ever come on that broke
Sure.
that broke the fear off of me because I was like, oh my God. I don't even know how you invited me to the show. But because I wasn't even a talker like that. I'm like, I don't know where she got my name from, why she want me to come on this show and tell my story. But okay, Lord, I guess it's time. And again, God's timing is not our timing. And so that was it for me. And when I came on the talk show, you two loved on me so much and made me feel at home. And I was able to share my story, as shameful as it had been for many years. I was able to share it, although I had written a full book about it and wrote a play about it, but to actually get on a television screen or computer screen or whatever, come into a studio and talk about it again. to the listening audiences and have feedback and questions, that was a little hard for me. So fear was broken. So that's what AOL and Makita has actually done for me through our connection. It has allowed me to speak on different platforms that I probably would not have gone on before because of fear. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Shar, I remember you saying that I don't really want to talk about it, and I don't and I just want people to know it's so easy to write it in the book. It's
It's so
it's
much
real
easier.
easy to
Oh, it's
write it
so
in
much
the book
easier.
because you
Yeah.
don't never have to read it for real. You
No,
never have to look at it again for
no,
real. But to get in front of somebody and say, "Hey, this is what I've been through. This is
this
what
is
I've
it.
conquered.
Yeah.
I stand here today as a survivor." To
Yeah.
be able to do that,
Yeah.
it takes real courage.
It
That's
takes
where the
real.
real courage comes from,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I just want you to know that you okay. You got courage now. You got courage.
Amen.
So Ty,
Amen.
what tell us just a little bit about, something that you have gone through, because I know we got a whole, everybody got a lot of stories. It's not just this one thing that I've been through, right? It tends to be a few things that I've been through to get me to be a survivor. So tell us just a little bit about you and what brought you to ALT.
So, of course, I like anybody else. I've been through a lot of things, and I'm a believer that the things you've gone through, even from your childhood, adolescence, high school time, young adult time, it begins to shape you as a person. And the last major thing was my divorce. And so, for me, when I got to AOT, what really got me here or got me to the place of healing and transparency is me learning the art of introspection.
Mhm.
And because I feel like a lot of times it's easy for us to take the things that we've been through in life and say, put the blame on that, to say that happened to me, that shouldn't have happened, blah blah blah, and this and that. But sometimes when the way to heal, a lot of times in my
Man.
experience, is to be introspective, looking at myself, like literally getting in the mirror and having those hard conversations with myself about things. Because sometimes some stuff that you go through, it don't even have nothing to do with the person that did it to you. It has something to do with the cycles you keep putting yourself in. So
Say that.
having conversations with myself to see where I'm messing up at, where I'm having issues at, and then also learning to what introspection did for me was help me shift my perspective about a lot of different things. So not
Mhm.
just seeing it from a one-sided view from how I only see it, but see it as a whole. Yeah, I may not care about chocolate milk, but somebody else care about chocolate milk. So should I do something wrong to that person, or should I look at that person
Right.
differently because they like chocolate milk, but I don't like chocolate milk?
Right.
So like just like really getting in tune with myself so that I can see life in a whole different prism than
Yes.
from my own eyes. So
Absolutely.
just really just teaching healing from that perspective. Like, yeah, like I said earlier, I ain't the first woman who husband left her. Okay, so you want to get married again. So instead of saying, oh, my ex-husband did XYZ, really look hard into that. What did I do? What can you learn from it? Really talk to myself and see the trifling ways that I got personally, so that when I go into my next marriage, that I'm over and done with that trifling stuff that kind of messed up my marriage the first go round, and make sure I don't carry that into the next marriage. So we can't look at just healing as getting over or forgiving people for what they did to us. We got to look at
Absolutely.
healing from another perspective of looking at what I did to myself, forgiving myself,
Amen.
and changing.
Yes.
Oh, see y'all. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss Memphis because the ladies tonight are just talking about what they learned. I'm telling y'all, we got a divorce, we got domestic violence, we've got suicide attempt, we've got teenage pregnancy, we've got fatherless daughters, we've got motherless daughters, we've got motherless men, we've got men that have been incarcerated and they've changed their life around. This is not about my life is perfect and I'm living the best life. we've been through it to get where
Yes.
we are today.
Yes.
We have been through it to get to
Yes.
where we are today. And we know that sharing our stories with someone else is going to help them, because there's somebody somewhere thinking they are all alone. They are the only ones that have been through it like this, right? So because we always use that, nobody's been through it like this. We have. I can guarantee you somebody on this tour has, right? Um, we've been through so much, and we are still here. We are here
Yes.
smiling. We are here to share our stories with you. We are here to help you through. We've got some resources that we gonna give out. We have some people that we can reach out to in every single state for mental health, and just if you just need to talk to somebody. It doesn't you don't have to have something mentally wrong to just sit and
That's right.
talk to somebody.
That's
We
right.
all need that listening ear.
Yes.
And sometimes it takes a therapist, sometimes it takes
Yes.
a counselor, sometimes it takes a pastor or somebody in the church, a minister, somebody you trust. It doesn't always have to mean I'm something is wrong with my mental, right? That does not mean that, but it does mean that we need to talk to somebody.
Amen.
So come out, come out, come out. Again, you can get the tickets at www.artoftransparency.org. We will be in Memphis February the 20th, 2021. We have so much to tell you, so much to share with you. So I really want to see all of you in the building. So if you are in the Memphis area, get your tickets today, because we are definitely coming. So the last of our comments. I agree. I now live in my house. I get to enjoy my house and family. Yes, that goes back to the conversation we were having about, you just kind of come home, shower, cook, go to bed. So I absolutely do. I love every part of my house. Um, Speak your truth. And then Keisha was finna jump through the phone again. Keisha, she gonna jump, honey. Keisha believe in a good story. And then walking your truth, Ty. Absolutely, because that's what we have to
Yes.
do. We have to walk in
Amen.
our truth. In order to heal the next person, we have to walk in our truth. And sometimes it's not hard. Sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy to walk in, because you got to be truthful with the person in the mirror, right? Because I
Right.
can tell Ty anything, right? I can, girl, that didn't hurt, or girl, I'm over it. I can call Charlotte like, yeah, and he did, and girl, yeah. And in the mirror, when I hang up the phone,
Yes.
tears are flowing because I'm hurt. I'm angry, right?
Mhm.
So you got to be honest and truthful with the person in the mirror first. And
Yes.
we're gonna share with you our truth. We're gonna share with you some of our absolutely intimate stories, just so you know that you are not alone out there. So for the
Yes.
last part of this show is, because we almost done, y'all. Tell the people how they can find you. How can we find you?
Well, I can be found via email, CHRLSTN like Nancy Hudson at yahoo.com, or Joy of Memorable Creation at gmail.com. I can also be found via my website, joyofmemorablecreation.com. I want to say com, but I don't go on it myself that often. And I can be found on all the media channels on Facebook. That's Charlestine Joyner Hudson. On Instagram, that's Char underscore HUD. On LinkedIn, what is the other one? Twitter is Char underscore HUD.
So I don't have no Snapchat and I don't have no TikTok. I just
Well,
want to put that out there again. This week. No TikTok and no Snapchat. Okay.
okay, so everybody can find me. I'm on LinkedIn, Ty Young. You just put that in, you'll see my picture. I'm on Facebook, 624 Life. So you can go on Facebook to find me there. And then also 6SIX, the number 24, and then Life. So, and then you can find me on Instagram, 624SIX, the number 24 Life. So 624 Life on Instagram. My website is 624life.com.
Yay! And Keisha said, we can no longer afford to lie to self. Absolutely not. That's enough, but you say, Ty, we bring in truth into 2021. Look
Amen.
yourself in the mirror and be truthful to you. So, the Art of Transparency can always be found on any platform as the Art of Transparency, or take the D out and it's just Art of Transparency. Um, we are info at artoftransparency.org, and then www.artoftransparency.org as well. All of our tickets, you can see the lineup of where we're going. You can see all of us on the website and any of our social media platforms as well. I am your host, Makita Moore. I am also on all platforms as Makita the author. So you can find me and follow me as well there. Um, so, ladies, I want to say thank you so very much. I also want to say thank you to the audience for through Facebook and YouTube, because we are live on YouTube and we are live on Facebook. So I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with us for this hour. I want to thank you, ladies, for being a guest and a 2021 AOT speaker. I absolutely adore both of you, and I thank you so much for being willing to share your story on this particular platform.
Amen.
Um, until next time, Facebook. Until next time on YouTube. I will be back next week. Our guest for next week, I just pulled it up so I wouldn't have to look for it. Our guest next week is Nicole Scott and Jeanette Carter, also 2021 tour speakers. So tune in next week, same time, same channel. All of that will not change. 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, audience, and have a good night. Good night,
Good
everybody.
Bye.
night.